This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're taking a look at the Sergeant Slaughter and Felix Mercer Stratton 2-pack from G.I. Joe Classified. So on the front of the box, we do see Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer. On this side, we get the artwork for them. I don't know, I'm not too thrilled with this artwork for a change. It's interesting, but not that interesting, I guess. On the other side, we got the information that nobody cares about. And on the back, we have the figures posed. But let's go ahead and open this sucker up, shall we? Well, this is going to be interesting. And for this review, we will be taking a look at the Mercer figure. Let's go ahead and get him out. Alright, real quick, I want to broach something that I just noticed. So he comes with a couple fists, of course, like 90% of our Joes. However, these are plain fists. They don't match up with his gear. And considering the fact that he's got knuckle busters actually on his gear here, or knuckle protectors maybe with that position. But either way, he's got very distinctive hands. So now you basically need to switch out both hands if you want to have him with the fists. I guess technically you don't have to, but it's kind of lazy otherwise. Or it looks kind of lazy otherwise. Yeah, that's Hasbro being cheap on us again. You know, these foot sheaths are always really annoying to me because they never want to stay in place. I kind of feel like what they need to do is actually kind of design the boots here to have like a little spot for that to slide into and stay in place. Also, just want to bring out our gun and silencer from the Sergeant Slaughter review that I did not put with the right figure at the time that I cut the plastic in half. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and go over these real quick. So we have a pistol and a silencer suppressor for the pistol. However, we don't have an actual place for the suppressor to go. Why do they give suppressors to every gun in this series, pretty much? You know, his pistol goes here, but they did not leave a spot on his belt or anywhere else to put the suppressor. And it's just going to look really stupid if you try to put it on there. So this is kind of a nonsense add-on. Probably one of those cheap things, you know, to help justify the cost. I don't know if there's a weird knocking sound coming from somewhere nearby. It's kind of annoying me. We have a knife. This one does have a serrated edge on the back. Goes into the boot sheath. We have a backpack. Feels like they're still using the really cheap soft plastic. You know, didn't they tell us a while ago that they're going to start using harder for stuff like this? There we go. So that looks stupid. There we go. We push it down a little bit. It fits in there a little bit better. It's just me, or does the backpack look too small for him? Anybody who's been in the military, who's watching this right now, what size, like, how, is this anywhere near the size of any kind of backpack gear you've had? Because I don't recall seeing any of that, you know, in actual military stuff. I don't like it. I'm going to get rid of it. Notice there he's got a couple tattoos here, a little skull that looks like it might be in a spider web, and a spider. Problem with the tattoos with a lot of G.I. Joe figures is they don't really come out clean. I never had Mercer in my collection as a child, so can't talk too much about that. He does have the scratched out Cobra logo here, or the no Cobra. Remember, he was a former Viper before joining the Joes and becoming part of Slaughter's Marauders. Mercer here comes with 2 head sculpt. The angry, I'm going to show my teeth, or I am super constipated and it hurts when I crap head. And then just the neutral expression here. I don't know. I don't really know what I feel like. I kind of wanted to display this head sculpt because it's different and unique. And it honestly looks like individual teeth are actually picked out pretty well in it, which is surprising to me. But I think we'll probably end up using this head for our display. Again, just because it's unique. He does come with a pair of sunglasses with a clear lens. And they fit remarkably well on his figure. A lot of times these sunglasses don't fit particularly well. This one actually does fit pretty good. And they look actually like shooting glasses to me. So there's that, and it looks nice. You got 2 guns. This one looks very futuristic. And offhand, I don't know if this actually looks like something he came with originally with the toy or not. I don't remember. I didn't really look at the figure when I was looking for the file card to create my custom version. So I don't know if this is actually accurate to the toy or if this one is accurate. I'm almost positive this one is not accurate with the original toy. However, this one does have a nut sack that comes off of it. I do like that it's got the extra handle here leaning a bit. So he does have the up and down articulation there, and there goes the sunglasses, and the in and out here. So this gun, I think, should work really well, actually. Or not. Oh my god. Actually, this is not going to work very well at all because of this, the way that is designed. If we take that off, oh, you know what? I am apparently wrong about everything here. Okay. So strictly speaking, if you don't put this on here, he can hold it pretty decently. Man, I cannot believe... Did they even play test this thing at all before they put it out? Seriously. Because here we have him holding it. Like, I don't know, maybe would it make a difference if we put it in the other hands? I think... Yeah, this just does not work at all. You know, this is the question I kind of want to ask some of the designers for G.I. Joe when stuff like this happens. I would love to be able to say, so how is this expected to work? Did you actually try putting it in the hands before you put it out, or no? Because that obviously, like, it looks like it should work great because it's got the pistol grip and this. Now, if this had been here and that had been back there, which... Honestly, this doesn't make any sense anyway to me. Like, again, I'm not a firearms expert by any means whatsoever, but I'm kind of thinking that if your trigger is in the middle and your ammo thing is in the back like this on a rifle, that's not a very good design. For one, I don't know if you could really, like, switch that out very well and very quick if you needed to. You know what I mean? But hey, if you are a firearms expert, again, just let me know what you think about this design. Maybe that's what I need to do, is just like do a video talking about the different guns in G.I. Joe. Alright, so let's go over the articulation real quick. Head on a ball joint like usual. Neck is also on a ball joint at the bottom, so we can do the chicken neck thing that I like to do. Or, you know, quagmire. We can spin the head all around, down and up. There is a butterfly joint hidden under there, but it is really poorly done, as, well, most old G.I. Joe figures were done. This guy probably has an old body here. Yep, he's got an ab crunch in there, so they're just using an old body. Because of the vest, though, we don't get much of a crunch. We don't get really any crunch whatsoever because of the vest. Alright, so we can hinge the arms up and down and spin them, and they spin pretty cleanly because, again, it is just a vest, no thing hanging over the sides. Spin at the bicep here. We do have a little rubber band thing over here with style, because I don't see any real use for what's ever on there. There is a double jointed elbow here, but I seem to have a figure where it is fused. Ah, there we go. His armband, though, does keep it from going full bend. Fist is on a rotation here. And, of course, it does have that up and down articulation. It would appear that the gauntlet... This is weird. So the gauntlet itself appears to be a separate piece from... Oh, wait. I cannot tell if that watch is part of the arm. I am about 90% certain that I am about 90% certain that this watch is actually part of his arm. All right, I guess it's not even really a watch. Nope, it does have a watch face right there. So I'm about 90% certain that is part of the arm itself. But the bracer here is actually a separate piece from it. That doesn't make any sense, though, because like these things normally aren't part of the arm. Like, if I look at it from here, it might be glued in place, actually, also. So either way, this black part on my figure does not move. And it looked like it was going to tear when I was trying to pull it off. And then we have his other arm, which does, in fact, have... Actually, that actually is an actual watch, because it looks like it has numbers on it. That does not want to move again. It looks a bit different. I would say that is either glued onto the arm or it is part of the arm and painted badly. I do like that they have the darker red here on the back like that. So we do have the general waist wobble here. The belt is a separate piece from the diaper. We do have drop-down hips, and they work better than they did on Sergeant Slaughter, although this one does seem like it goes lower than this side. So we can kick forward, and we can kick back. Wow, that really does look like a diaper, because, yeah, it is something that's covering up the actual butt there. Huh. Spin at the thigh. Double joint at the knee. It sounds kind of ratchety in there, which is kind of nice. At the same time, it feels loose compared to most of the other figures I've played with recently. Boot cut. Hinge at the foot and a spin. Since Mercer was a figure in the 80s, we do have his file card here. Mercer, Renegade. File name, Stratton. Felix P. Primary military specialty, small arms armorer. So he was in charge of the armory for the smaller guns and weapons? That's interesting. Birthplace, Spencer, West Virginia. Pay grade, E5 equivalent. The Renegades don't answer to anyone but themselves. They don't officially exist. They can function with very little restraint, but if they are compromised, they're on their own. Mercer was the only Cobra Viper that ever defected to the Joes and survived. So have there been others who tried? I guess Mira, she wasn't a Viper. I mean, she was technically the first of the amphibian eels, but, you know, we still got a figure of her. Hint, hint, classified. He had joined Cobra for the adventure and the promise of material gain, but soon grew dissatisfied with the Cobra philosophy. He escaped Cobra Island by hot-wiring a hydrofoil and outrunning his pursuers across the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of America nowadays. Mercer is proficient with all Cobra small arms and explosive devices. Mercer found his true home with the Renegades. He gets 3 meals a day, a warm place to sleep, and a chance to shoot at Cobras. You know, I didn't actually talk too much about this other rifle here, other than I think at best that's probably the one that may have been with the original toy, if anything, but I don't remember because I didn't have this one. But I think I more or less hate all the accessories he comes with, aside from the pistol and the knife. It's too bad they did not actually put a spot for the suppressor to hook onto this figure. That was a dumb mistake on their part as far as I'm concerned, and really needs to be fixed in the future, like if we get a retro card back version. But then again, a lot of these figures like Mercer here look pretty accurate figure to the original toys, where I don't think they would need a retro card back for him, except for, you know, as a money grab. I'm glad they gave us the 2 heads so that we have the 2 different portraits to work with, but I'm not sure if anybody's going to use the neutral portrait, honestly. Like, his head is kind of goofy with the whatever you want to call it there, gritting the teeth look or whatever, baring his teeth, but it's definitely got more character than some of the other head sculpts. So I think most people would probably want a head version in their display. Aside from that, I think this is actually a pretty good character, you know? Aside from his accessories, which, again, like even that rifle doesn't fit in his hand particularly well. And the other one is just, I don't know what they were thinking when they put that together. Like, I don't think they ever put it in a figure's hands before. But, you know, just the pistol and the knife are fine accessories for him. I like those with him, and I can go it down. And I think that might be how I display him, is just without any of those accessories in place. I am so disappointed that Hasbro went so cheap on those fists. Like, I don't like the fists to start with. I think most people realize that by now when it comes to extra accessories. But to actually just give us the plain fist without keeping the gloves on him like he has, I think that is just lazy and cheap. And we are talking Hasbro, who keeps raising their prices at any sign that they can get away with it. What? There's a blood moon tonight? Let's raise our prices! But yeah, overall, I think this is a nice figure. And again, I think he's the main reason why people are going to buy that 2-pack, not for the Sergeant Slaughter, even if it is unique for the line. But why don't you guys let me know what you think about this figure, and if this is one you wanted and got, or like just let me know how close he is to the original toy, because again, I didn't have that one. To be honest, I don't think I was collecting G.I. Joes at the time of G.I. Joe the movie when I was a kid. I think I started back up later again, but you know, that's different. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please feel free to punch that like button. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe. Maybe go ahead and, you know, pound at that notification bell. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.